as ever at Carlaw Park welcomes this team that has really turned the place on. Full of Kiwis, the Manly Sea Eagles. Let's have a look at the full Manly team for you. Daryl Williams at fullback. Tony Iro, Craig Hancock are on the wings. Kevin Iro, Michael O'Connor the centres. Lyons and Tooby the halves. Hasler goes in at lock with Ian Roberts out. Matt Dunford moves up to second row with John Jones. David Hosking, Martin Bella front row. David O'Donnell is the hooker. And, of course, they're coached by Graham Lowe. Now the Newcastle Knights. They're not right on for Kiwis either. Michael Hagan takes them out. And the crowd, they give them a rousing reception. Not necessarily glowing in its appraisal. Let's have a look at the team. Fullback is Brad Godden. The wingers are Ashley Gordon and Adrian Brunker. The centres are Tony Kemp and John Schuster, the two Kiwis. Hagan and Rodwell, the halves. Glanville at the back of the scrum. Marquette and Boyd, second row. Harrigan and Sargent, the giants, up in the front row. McCormick is the hooker. And Newcastle are coached by David Waite. Referee for this match today is Mr. Eddie Ward. Jeff Tuvey, he's ready for it. So is Manly, so is Newcastle, and John Schuster kicks off the crowd roar. Williams handing it away for Jones, and immediately Manly show their hand. They're not going to be frightened to kick on early tackles and pick up field position. Godden. Right on the halfway mark, first tackle of the game is made. Schuster. Now it's Hagan. Good yards for Hagan, 10 metres of them. Oh, shoulder charge, Tony Iro. But no worries for the man they call the Chief, Harrigan. Hagan tries to make the break. Hosking wraps him up. Robbie McCormick is the newfound hooker for the Newcastle Knights, off the boot of Rodwell. Cleaned up by Williams. 15 out and back slam. Lyons. Martin Bella now. Penalty. Newcastle inside the 5. Harrigan and Bella, they're not necessarily friends at the moment, although a little pat on the chest from Bella.
I think there was a bit of an altercation here, clash of heads, and then Martin Bella, I think, nodded his head here.
Jones. Ball bouncing over on the roof there of the railway stand. Hosking. Good charge. Surging 3 metres into Newcastle's area. Bella again. Crunch.
Oh, Harrigan,
3 of them got him.
Harrigan got him that time, didn't miss him.
That's hurt him. Bella's sick. Bella's unhealthy. Look at this tackle. Cruncho. Harrigan. Sargent. Glanville.
All right, I'll tell you what, the Newcastle pack are the toughest pack just about in the game. They won't be out-muscled, I'll give you that tip.
Got him. Big roar from the crowd as the tackle is made by Kevin Iro. Good. Creamed over the top by Joe. Good stuff early on. Glanville. Bella's back in the line. He's taking 2 steps sideways and 1 forward at the moment, though. Rodwell drops it onto the right foot. New kid on the block for Newcastle this year. Kevin Iro got his brother with him. Penalty goes to Manly against Newcastle inside the 10.
You're always going to be a penalty, Ray, because the Newcastle chasers never gave the Manly player 10 metres.
Tap to be taken by O'Donnell. Inside the 10, Newcastle. This will be an easy 2-pointer. He's run across Eddie Ward to give it. 23 metres out, almost in front. O'Connor will take the shot at goal. Michael O'Connor now. 24 metres out. Just, oh, it's a terrible kick. It's a shocker from O'Connor. Schuster.
Yeah, and never went dead. That's the worst part about it. Not missing the 2 points, but not kicking the ball dead. Newcastle now attacking out of their own 22.
Brunker. Hagan. Harrigan. A lot of people reckon this kid will play rep football sooner rather than later.
I've got no doubts about it. I'll be very surprised, Ray, if he's not in one of the city or country sides in about next week it is.
Well, given that Steve Roach is sidelined, I'm wondering whether he could well be an origin option.
Yes, well, he could be. He's got the size, he's got the ticker now. Penalty goes to the Newcastle side for Manly being up inside the 5 metres. So Eddie Ward has shown he'll be consistent throughout the game.
Newcastle have come under the critical eye of opposing coaches from time to time for some of their tactics. And sometimes I wonder whether or not they attract more attention for offside play from referees than maybe a penalty to Newcastle. That's against Manly for trying to milk it. Now they've got an array of kickers, but Schuster will come across and go for the 2-pointer. A kick of 41 metres right in front. Bit of a breeze blowing. If anything, just across the ground. Schuster hits it nicely. Length is there. Flags are up. Newcastle grabs the first point. Newcastle 2. Manly, no score. Well, Sammy Stewart is on the bench.
Yeah, he'll come into the game later in the match. He's a very, very good player, Sam. Hasn't really had the opportunities he might have at Newcastle, but a former New Zealand captain, he'll make his way felt.
McCormick. Good tackle by Manly. It was Jones and Hasler. Glanville. McCormick. Here goes Harrigan. He's lost it.
Oh, great tackle there by Jeff Tuvey. The biggest man on the park and the littlest man on the park. They came together and Tuvey smashed him, forcing the ball loose. Look at Tuvey go into this tackle. This is the way to do it, with the shoulder, forcing him back and forcing the ball out. Well, I don't know if it went forward, though.
Husking. Just outside the 22 line. Jones. Five tackles gone. Lyons. He goes to the air, but that'll go over the dead ball line. So it'll come back to the 22 for the place kick restart. McCormick taking the tap. Sargent. Kemp. Oh, big tackle on Kemp. Dunford and O'Donnell. Now it's Marquette. Here goes Harrigan. Another big run by Paul Harrigan. Five tackles gone for the Knights. They work the blind side. They've got it stacked. Glanville. Glanville gets the pass away for Boyd. On for Rodwell. Rodwell goes all the way. Well, they stacked the blind side. And Glanville, he went into it. He got the shock of his life when he came through the other side. He was in open country. And it's young Rodwell that goes in to pick up the 4 points for Newcastle.
Oh, he's a wonderful player, Glanville. He runs hard and straight. They had 4 on 3 there, and the tackles were hung off, and Boyd backed up well on the inside. I thought it was going to die there, but the young halfback backing up on the inside in Rodwell. That's a fine try to the Newcastle side. They've had all the ball, and now they finally got the try they wanted.
Here's the head on of it. Glanville going through the tackle of O'Connor. Boyd backed up nicely. He had the choice of actually 3 on 1 and chose young Rodwell to score the try. Now, I don't think he'll try and steer this one through the uprights. He'll give it everything. Well, he's only punched at it, but the flags are up. That's all you need. Newcastle. They lead now by 8 points to 0 over the Manly side.
about 8 metres. And a lack of communication there between a couple of their players in O'Donnell and O'Connor has cost them 6 points.
Brunker. Sargent. Cuts out Harrigan, picks up Marquette. Now the kick for young Rodwell. Not a big kick either. So Newcastle also have got their problems. Darryl Williams, given time, gets a monster of a kick in. Rodwell running it back from his own 10-metre line over the 22. Hasler and Lyons there to greet him. Brunker. Lyons working from marker. McCormick.
Well, the tactics of Manly to give the ball back to Newcastle all the time, not really paying off at the moment as Harrigan charges it up. Good 10-metre gain. Newcastle getting a bit of continuity with the ball. They'll only get better. The more ball they have, the better they'll get.
Sargent. Well, Eddie Ward reckons that was forward.
Well, it wasn't.
Once upon a time it was Sargent leading the way. Now it's more Harrigan showing the other fellows which way to go.
They're both great players. They both love hitting the ball up, and they always take a long time to bring down.
Here, Hancock.
Oh, lovely
Beautiful tackle in cover from John Schuster. Iro. Lyons. Tony Iro. Hasler. Hasler inside the 32. Put down by Gordon. Dunford. Rodwell took him low. Harrigan high. Tony Iro.
Oh, the Kiwis love him.
O'Donnell. Tuvey. Lyons. They've got the overlap on the left. Oh, he's blown it. He's come back to a call from Des Hasler. Last tackle now. Darryl Williams. Pressure here. Forgotten. Oh, he was taken out of it. Got to be a penalty. No argument about it. Straight up and down penalty.
Yes, good decision there by Eddie Ward. Godden, his feet were on the ground. He was knocked over. The ball was still up in the air. Had to be a penalty. Look at him. Cliffy Lyons takes him out. Bad luck for the Manly side. It would have been a try, but the good decision, the right one's been made.
Newcastle happy just to find the line. Sargent. Any coach would have to be happy with a pack of forwards like he's got. I'm talking of David Waite, Sargent, Harrigan, Boyd, Marquette, Glanville. It's a great foundation to come off. This is Glanville now. Boyd. Harrigan. Well read by Jeff Tuvey. He got out of marker very quickly. And the little fellow cut Harrigan down. Harrigan's taken Tuvey out of the game. There was nothing in it. It was silly. That is probably the best word to use from Paul Harrigan. It was silly. It was dumb. Because Tuvey is okay, as you can see. But there he is.
Yeah, Tuvey milked it well. He hardly even touched him, but Toos has gone down and got the penalty. Interesting decision here. Will Michael O'Connor, he's, what, about 38 metres out from the pace. Will he take the kick for goal or put it out? John Jones will put it out into touch. Manly attacking on the Newcastle quarter.
Well, the fact that they've knocked back the opportunity to go for the goal indicates that they've got some confidence about breaking Newcastle. Beating them out wide is probably the best way to put it.
If Manly are to score a try, they'll no doubt score it out wide because Newcastle defence just not reading the numbers that Manly have got all over the park.
Jones to play it, 15 metres out. 43 is on, that's Chris White. 12 metres out from the line now. O'Donnell, Tuvey, Lyons, Well, they're standing on top of each other, Manly. They did not set that up at all well. Played by Iro. Dunford. Oh, the big fella comes in, Sargent. Well, he's got Tony Kemp.
Yeah, well, Tony Kemp came in. He was held. He came in with a swinging arm. And I reckon Snoz O'Connor will take the 2 points this time.
Let's have a look at what Kemp does here. Well, it's absolutely blatant.
Half by forearm chop elbow.
Yeah. And it's given Michael O'Connor a close-range attempt if he wants it.
No, he's putting it out. Well, I can't believe that. 8-0. They obviously feel they are getting on top of the Manly side. They want to score off this 6.
This is the second opportunity. They've knocked back White. Wrapped up and put down heavily by Harrigan. They go blindside for Hosking. Back for O'Donnell, but Tony Kemp reads the play very well. Now, wide ball, Tuvey. Newcastle haven't marked up. The long ball will probably get a try. O'Connor gets it away for Iro. Well, Newcastle in a bit of trouble here. They're not marking up in defence, and Manly have got to get them out wide if this continues. But Manly at the moment are their own worst enemy. They're standing on top of each other. Hasler, can he run around Kemp? He tries to, and he does. Down to the 22 goes Des Hasler. He's beaten 4 of them. Hancock. That's where it breaks down.
They must spread it to the left again, Ray, because they'll score a try for sure if they go left.
Dunford. Tuvey. They've only got to push the football. Lyons. Lyons, that's a forward pass.
Yeah, referee's got him. Well, they've had some opportunities, Manly. Just that last pass forward. Cliffy Lyons held it up, and when he decided to give it, the other man was in front of him.
Brunker. Rodwell. He has solved a problem for Newcastle. They, for a couple of seasons now, have been problemed by a halfback that has got plenty to offer them. He varies the play. He's very quick off the mark. And whereas Newcastle was stagnant in that area a couple of times, they tried various players. It didn't work, but it seems young Rodwell might have fixed that problem. Lyons. Long ball, dangerous pass, though. Hasler. Back now for Hosking, but look at Manly. They're not going ahead. 5 metres inside their 22. Lyons. Kevin Iro. Short pass for Tuvey. Now from O'Connor. Picks up Hancock. Hancock looks inside for Tuvey. Long pass out to Lyons. Now Kevin Iro. Tony Iro it is. Now it's Hasler over the halfway mark. Dummies to Kevin Iro. Walks over the top of Godden. The pass goes to ground. Picked up by Dunford.
6 to go, Ray. Came up for Newcastle.
6 more tackles. Dunford to play it. O'Donnell. Back for Dunford. Lyons saying go ahead. Dunford just outside the 32. Tony Iro. The crowd roars. Tony Iro makes the 22 line. O'Donnell. Tuvey. Manly really pouring the pressure on now. Lyons. O'Donnell. Swamped in the tackle by Rodwell. Dunford. Hasler again. 5 tackles gone just inside the Newcastle 22. Lyons puts it into the in goal for Gordon to clean it up, and Gordon is obliged to put it over that dead ball line. So Manly will come back and strike away at the Newcastle line again. A straight 12 tackles. And this will take it up to 18 if Manly hold it. Tony Iro. I don't know about their choice of kicking it to him because, as Paul just said, he's the one that's making the dents. Lyons, long ball, O'Connor. Now Hancock, they've got him covered. O'Connor backs up, inside for Hosking, down for Lyons. Away now for Darryl Williams. Williams, he'll go all the way. Williams brings the crowd to their feet. Manly put a try on the board.
Oh, brilliant brilliant try to the Eagles and the poor old Newcastle, because the half-time siren went as soon as that ball was kicked. Eddie Ward put his arm up. He heard it. Iro started the law with a barnstorming run once again. Look at Eddie Ward puts his arm up there to signal half-time, but Iro got the ball away. And they continued on O'Connor. The Newcastle defence was stretched all over the place. Hancock did well to get a pass back into O'Connor. Looked like it might have died here, but Cliffy Lyons ran backwards to get a pass to Darryl Williams on the burst. And Tinkerbell twinkle-toed over for a meat pie. 8-4 kick to come.
That was the conversion, successful by Michael O'Connor. And at half-time, it's Newcastle leading Manly by 8 points to 6. Leading Manly by 2 points, 8 points to 6. Let's have a look at the scrums and penalties for you. The penalties, firstly, 7-4 in favour of Manly. The scrums, 4-3 in favour of Manly. And the tackles, they cancel themselves out. Newcastle 106 to Manly 104. As John Jones gets us going now for the second half of the action, coming to you on the wide world of sports from Carlaw Park in New Zealand. Marquette taking it back to the 22 line. I doubt that there's been too many more important half-time breaks for Graham Lowe than this one. I think he'd be concentrating very strongly, Paul Vaughton, on telling Manly to attack them on the extremities, because, as we saw in that first half several times, Newcastle are not sliding in defence. Here's McCormack. McCormack! Hagan puts it down. Williams comes up with it. Now it's with Iro.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Graham Lowe wouldn't be happy at the moment with his marker defence, because McCormack had a picnic then up the middle. But yes, Ray, Newcastle being caught short out wide all the time. Manly, whenever they throw the ball wide, they're making breaks at will. And I think they'll go on with this game now. Newcastle really must do something with their defence. Maybe David Waite was able to have a look at those problems during the half-time break. This will be a penalty to Manly. Newcastle players in the play the ball. They're kicking at it.
Jones will find the line. This penalty awarded to them right in the centre of the ground. And will he find touch? No, he doesn't go anywhere near it. The bounce comes back favourably for Ashley Gordon. Gordon, through some fragile defence. 32 metres away from the Manly line now. Miller. Rodwell. Marquette. Just inside the 22.
And Newcastle setting up for a blindside once again with Glanville out wide.
Rodwell, short ball for Harrigan. Harrigan. Oh, great run by Harrigan. Bumping run, taking them down to the 10-metre line. Harrigan folding from right to left. Now McCormack runs the angle, and McCormack is pulled down. Desperate tackle by Dunford. Last tackle, Rodwell turns it back inside. Marquette outside. Miller gets it away. Hagan gets the try. Well, Glenn Miller, he did magnificently to pick up a pass. He fell to the ground. He wasn't held. He passes from the ground, and you'll see it here.
As soon as the ball went left, Manly were always going to be in trouble. Newcastle always going to score. Miller did a miracle job there. Hagan backing up well, but Tony Oro wonders whether he should have come in from his wing as he did then, leaving the players unmarked out there. The man defence at this stage was stretched. We had 3-on-1 there. Iro you saw come in and really left these players out wide unmarked. Iro getting there too late. Newcastle back in the game.
12 points to 6. Very important kick, this one. We stretch that lead to 8 points. It's a long, long way back for Manly. That's the angle. Schuster's kick is not going to turn. So the scoreline remains Newcastle 12, Manly 6. Newcastle, early last year and the year before, they didn't know how to attack their opponents when in an attacking position. But today, on the opportunities they've got, they've put something together. It's had variation, and it's led to a couple of tries. So it's been a big improvement.
And Tuvi's off for the Manly side. suffering some ill effects there, and Owen Cunningham's come on. This will mean Des Hasler back to his favourite half-back position.
Robbie McCormick. He's been a very good player for Newcastle today.
Oh, they've had some... Oh, the referee's let that go by. Didn't clear the ruck, but he's let it go. And now Manly another chance. Cliffy Lyons hunts off to the right. Frankie Stokes is on the field for the Manly side, replacing Owen Cunningham. Well, a couple of dumb mistakes by Newcastle. They're only in front by 6 points. They'll throw it away unless they get their act together. Jones. O'Donnell. Sargent, the tackler, all over him. 5 tackles gone. Lyons outside for O'Connor. Into space. Good tackle by Godden. Dived on by Schuster. Yeah, big chance there for Manly. The Mick O'Connor left foot step nearly got him through, but the last pass once again. Graham Lowe pulling his hair out, went astray. Lovely run here by O'Connor. The left foot step, the trademark of Snoogle, but the pass goes astray. Iro threw his hands up. Let's not lose sight of the importance of the tackle from Godden either. Harrigan's lost it, and Newcastle, they continue to make these dumb mistakes inside their own 32. David Waite, he will not be happy. The Newcastle side, they're committing harikari here. The blades are out. Once again, the ball goes loose. They can't hang on forever, the Knights. Hasler working it. Lyons fades from left to right, but it's a penalty to Manly. Newcastle inside the 5 at the scrum. Differential penalty. Manly putting one of their plays on. Hosking. Thumped to the ground by Marquette and Sargent. Jones runs from left to right. Sargent again. Chris White. Third forward run. Reaches the 10-metre line. Now they're coming back to the left, although they're stacking O'Connor up on the blind side. Here they go back. It's the switch. Lyons. 12 metres out from the Newcastle line. O'Donnell. O'Connor gets it on the first bounce. Runs behind one of his own players. Referee said the defence were not obstructed. 5 tackles gone. Darryl Williams. Oh, here's a chance. Hancock. Hancock. He gets the try. What a lovely kick by Darryl Williams. And Hancock picks up a try for Manly. The pressure's finally told on the Newcastle Knights. They couldn't hang on forever, and Darryl Williams took it upon himself for a beautiful little kick here. Well weighted. The Newcastle defence coming up very quickly. Too slippy for them to turn around quick enough. And Craig Hancock, over he goes. Got them back in the game. 12-10. Kick to come. O'Connor with an important kick. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Tremendous kick by Mike O'Connor. Shades of the State of Origin 1991. I can't remember that. And it's gone over the dead ball line, so it's a line dropout to restart for Manly now. Stokes is on for Manly, taking the line dropout. And an opportunity here for the Knights if they can hang on to the ball for 6 to put some pressure. Slamming Sammy Stewart's on. He'll run hard and straight. Oh, great run, Sammy. So the 5th of the New Zealand contingent, or the 6th is it, takes the field for the first time. Hagan, Marquette, right on the 22 line. Boyd, 12 metres away from the Manly line. 12 points all. Marquette, 5 gone. Hagan puts it into the end goal. Williams is there. He runs into the wall. That would hurt him. The ball comes back to the 22 for the restart. Martin Bella back on the bench. Jones takes the tap and then kicks deep down the ground. He may find touch
Godden. Wrapped up by Hancock. So it's a good play by Manly. Brunker. Hancock working overtime. Sargent. He was trying to make a fool of the defence again. Ran into a blockbuster from Hosking. Sargent then ran into Tony Aro and Chris White. Rodwell off the back of a Manly player. Manly should come up with this.
Penalty to Manly. Eddie Ward's got one of the Newcastle players for holding on to a Manly player when their kick is put up. Now, 40 metres out, will O'Connor have the shot at goal?
Well, he's got to take the kick at goal. 40 metres out. About 20 metres in from touch. It's an opportunity that you would think he would have to take, but he's having a long chat to his players, indicating they're going for touch. He may be proven right. Lyons has failed to find touch. Well,
yeah, how's the 2 points looking now? A bad mistake.
Got it. Well.
But Newcastle continue to shoot themselves in the foot when they're in their own quarter with the ball. They've got to hang on to it. Sammy Stewart does.
Stewart, former Newcastle captain. Gordon. A player that can really ignite Newcastle is Ashley Gordon. Glanville. Straight down the centre. 12 metres from the halfway. Rodwell steps around Chris White. Touched in flight. Now it's play on, but Newcastle can't capitalise on the Manly mistake. Kevin Iro to play it. Slowly. Stokes. And Newcastle have made so many mistakes in the second half. And that was an ideal opportunity for them to have 6 tackles 32 metres out from the Manly line. They frittered that away too. Hasler, Lyons, now they've got the numbers. O'Connor turns it inside for Lyons, and he takes the tackle of Marquette. Harrigan ready to come back on for Newcastle. Hasler. Out comes the ball, penalty to Manly. Well, now they'll go back and do what they planned to do just earlier on. O'Connor's calling Frank Stokes across from the right wing.
He doesn't trust Cliffy. Or John Jones or Darryl Williams. Frankie Stokes will put it out.
Stokes, he finds the line. Listening to the roar, you'd think he'd won the grand final with the kick. Talk about love a team. Oh, Hosking has put it down on the first tackle. Well, how embarrassing for Manly. 2 penalties, one they could have possibly kicked the goal from. They don't find touch. The second one, they find touch and then put it down on the first. Rodwell. McCormick. Harrigan's back on. McCormick does a bit of dancing around a dummy half. Then he takes the tackle of Dunford. That's tackle 5. Rodwell.
Well,
now Williams covers it, brings it back from his 22 line.
Yeah, they finally got a good kick away, Rodwell, and a good chase there from the Newcastle side. It's 12 all. This match can go either way.
Hancock. Hosking a dummy half. This is Chris White. 33 metres away from his own line. 12 points all is the tally.
What about the penalties, Ray? Manly's, it's a home game for Manly today. 11-4 they lead them. They're not even at Brookie.
Dunford. Hosking. Lyons. Cuts out Tony Iro, finds Kevin Iro. Then Tony Iro to O'Connor. I thought the pass was forward. And maybe the tackle was late. It's play on though. Penalty. Now the referee gives the penalty. He's given the penalty for the late tackle on O'Connor. The penalty is given where the ball lands. Hasler is saying to the referee, why not play the advantage? We were going over to score a try.
Here's the late charge there. O'Connor made the most of it. He went down in a screaming heap. Now what's going to happen here? They must take a shot at goal. But no, they're putting it out again. Here's O'Connor. Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was that late.
Well, he put a foot on the touchline. That's why referee Ward ruled the way he did. He was prepared to play the advantage, but the touch judge got a foot on the line. So he's gone the right way, Eddie Ward. Whether it was a late tackle, that remains for your own judgment. In fact, I thought there might have been a hint of a forward pass in the play anyway. But Hosking is 10 metres away from the Newcastle line.
Tony Iro's a player to watch here, Ray.
Lions.
Clippy Lions looking for a field goal.
Dunford. 10 metres away from the Newcastle line. Manly with an opportunity. O'Connor, he gets it. He gets it away, and it's a field goal. Manly take the lead. 13 points to 12. Grabbing the lead for Manly. First time in the game. Jones. Well, that's a high kick. It hasn't got the length. And Schuster takes it back inside the 32. Over the 22. Cut-out pass. Gordon. Gordon goes for the corner. Well,
they've got the lead, Manny. 13-12. What are they kicking on the first tackle for? I can't believe it. They've got to hang on to the ball, and they've nearly paid the price here. John Schuster made a great break, and Frankie Stokes saved the day for the Manly side. A try-saving tackle.
Not only should they not have kicked on the first tackle, but it was the wrong kick. It was like a bomb, rather than a kick that should have been looking for all the territory they could find. However, the Eagles, they breathe more easily now.
Now Manly, both sides looking very, very tired. It's late in the game, and there are a lot of walkers out there, hands on hips.
Frank Stokes.
Oh, he's lost the ball.
He's lost the ball, all right. And this gives Newcastle one of their last opportunities. They've got good field position, and they should come away with 6 tackles. Hagan, Schuster. 20 metres out from the line. Kemp. It's Harrigan. Sam Stewart. Stewart gallops up to the 10-metre line. Manly are a player down. Cliff Lyons is injured. Hagan. Rodwell. There goes Schuster. Outside it goes to a fresh player on in 42. It's Robbie O'Davis.
Must spread it to the left.
Rodwell.
Keep it going.
Sargent. Now it's with Godden. Godden put down 7 metres from the line.
Well, they've got numbers galore out wide. They've just got to use them.
Rodwell for Hagan. Hagan throws the ball. Stewart floats it out to Kemp. Kemp gets it away to Gordon. Gordon goes in. It's a try. It's a try, all right. Scored by Ashley Gordon. Oh, what a rip snorter of a game. What a Bobby Dazzler.
And the numbers out wide that had to go out there. Michael Hagan does exceptionally well here. Look at this, he ran out of the players to give it to. They all overran him. He popped it up, and Sam Stewart, what a great game he's had since he's come on. Tony Kemp on the run. Oh, that last pass, a little bit dicey, but Gordon goes over. Referee was in a good position. He said fair enough.
Well, here it is again. Rodwell's pass was long. Hagan, he kept it alive with a desperate pass that was only released from the hand, inches from the ground. And that final pass to Gordon, it does look a bit dodgy. But the scoreboard says it all. Newcastle 16, Manly 13. Robbie O'Davis from the junction of the 22 and the touchline, falling short. Manly will carry it back very quickly for the kickoff. A game with plenty of mistakes, but very interesting. Manly may come up with the football from the kick-off here.
Knocked forward there, Ray, by a Manly player. Manly hand got into that last kick, but it's been a raging success, Ray, the whole day, hasn't it? Outstanding performance by the New Zealand people here to support this game. And Ken Arthurson, John Quayle, I think they were having a rethink about maybe a side could come in from here, but this has shown that they would be a raging success. No doubt about that if they got an Auckland side in here. Newcastle now just trying to wrap this game up. They can't afford to do anything silly.
Hagan. Rodwell hears the siren. It's all over. With the final scoreline 16 points to 13 in favour of the Newcastle Knights over the Manly Sea Eagles. This big crowd of 17,000, I guess the bulk of them won't go away happy. They came here, it was as if the script had been written for a Manly victory, but Newcastle had other ideas and have come out victorious in this tremendously successful occasion at Carlaw Park. And Rob McCormick is the MMI Insurance $1,000 winner as the man of the match here today. Now let's go back to Sydney to Farron Hotham to tell us what's happened in other matches through the Winfield Cup today.
Thanks, Ray. St George easy winners over Canterbury, Illawarra by 19 over Canberra, East thrashing Parramatta and West by 10 over Norths. In Footy Tab picked the score 1,439.90. The margin 184,000 and picked the winners 233.15. And the table going into round 5, it's East on top, followed by Newcastle, then St George and Brisbane on 6, Illawarra on 5, making out the 5, then Norths, Manly, Penrith, Wests and Souths, and the rest on 2 points.
Farron, thank you very much for that. Let's remind you that being Good Friday this week, there'll be no Friday night football, so the next time we get together will be a superb game of rugby league, I'm sure, between Manly and Brisbane that comes out of Brookvale Oval next Sunday. On behalf of Paul Vorton and the team from Carlaw Park, it's good night.